Up, my vamps? Welcome to VampNation, the Playboy Cardi exclusive
podcast,
sponsored by Playboy Cardi.
Mario Judah.
Whole Lot of Red was great.
You didn't even listen to it.
I know, I hate Playboy Cardi.
That's how you're gonna start. So you start the podcast praising the fans of Cardi just to tear them down.
Well, so like, I'm a fan of Playboy Cardi fans, but I'm not a fan of the man himself.
Why?
Actually, no, I'm not even a fan of Playboy Cardi. I don't like.
Why? But he's speaking a different language. He's
I don't
speaking
think
the
he's a good
language
rapper.
of chakra. I think that's what you need to understand. He's creating a vibe and aura. His personality is being interjected into our intermediate space, taking us to a different level. I think where you're getting tripped up is maybe stage 3 or 4, where he starts going to the.
No, it's the. I actually probably haven't gone through the metamorphosis, as in metamorphosis.
I hate that. That track was so terrible.
Playboy Cardi.
Cause the whole album, like maybe like 4 or 5 songs on the album were actually good, but then the rest of the songs on the album were just him straining his voice. Like, imagine Trippie Redd if he was doing Playboy Cardi, but in like a Trippie Redd style. Do you know what I mean?
It's a lot of mental gymnastics.
Well, you know how like Trippie Redd strains his voice sometimes when he sings? Like, imagine that, but Playboy Cardi rapping.
Yeah.
Like, always straining. It's like, oh my vamps, yeah!
I love how the start of these episodes we just like we like our intro is usually a meme and or a song. Also, we got copyright striked. We are officially a YouTube channel.
What did we? Really?
On Sacrifices.
Oh yeah. Well, that's understandable.
But Dior didn't get striked.
Because they know not to step on the New York. I mean, listen, it's the New York gang, Pop Smoke. That's us. The Triads. What are you talking about? What's that last podcast? The Triads.
It's been so long because we had school, we had finals. Online school is a lie.
Also terrible. That was online school was
no one
absolutely
tell you
awful.
any different. It is
Although
a lie.
would have been amazing if we were in high school and we had that, because maybe not senior year, like junior year would be beautiful. Junior year is like you have a lot of hard classes. You're taking your APs. You take them online. All the APs were open notes for some reason. Like, that would have been beautiful.
Imagine AP Psych, but it's also open. I'd get a 6.
So like I would just never go to class, or I'd go turn my camera off, just go to sleep.
Like, even like when I'm in class online, I'm not in class. Like, I'm like sitting there looking at the monitor, just being like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like, I like to look at other people's cameras to see what they're up to. Like, there's one guy who just definitely played Xbox the entire time. He was just like looking up, and like you see his hands down here. And just...
there was a dude in my stats class who had a Dial-It poster in his background, and he was like, he seemed like one of those classic frat kids, but I kind of fucked with him. He was like, he would always answer questions like, yeah, you calculate the Z-score, I don't know, dude.
that's how, are you talking about Mike O'Neill?
No, that's my dog. Hey, Mike, if you're watching this, one love.
No, we had like, in some of our classes, I love when they called on someone and they didn't answer. Like, they weren't there.
That's great regardless of if you're in person or not.
No, like, they didn't even like unmute. It was just like...
So just try to act like they're not there.
Or the people... I have respect for people who keep their camera off the entire time. I have respect for people who keep their camera on the entire time. But the motherfuckers who who only turn on the camera to answer questions and or ask questions are fake, okay?
Sometimes I'll only turn on my camera if we're in like a breakout room. I can't wait to be done with Zoom. I'm so sick of breakout rooms. I'm sick of professors having no idea how to share their screens.
I'm sick of breakout rooms because professors could just sneakily sneak into them and just be like all of a sudden, like, you're like, yeah, this project's bullshit. And
yeah,
then, like,
I know. I talk so much shit about my professors in breakout rooms. Like, oh,
yeah, like, any questions? And I'm like, oh, no.
Why are you so terrible at your job?
We had one class which was like, I had like a couple of classes, but one class in particular where like we just spent the entire time in a breakout room. Like, the professor was like, all right, we're gonna go into breakout rooms, and we just
did he say anything about like what you're supposed to do?
He sent us a document that we should fill out, which took like 20 minutes. We also got into the breakout rooms, and all my friends in the other breakout rooms too, because I have a lot of friends.
Whoa, hey, big friends guy over here.
Yeah, you know,
Chandler,
Joey.
No, the show terrible.
I don't think it's that bad.
No, but it's soulless. That's the thing. It's soulless. Why would you ever watch Friends in today's day and age?
Yeah, there are other options.
Because Friends is like, it was good for its time. Whatever. It has the '90s. Friends can have the '90s, but like that show has been played through so many times, even before Friends came out. Like that like
even
specific type of
Seinfeld
show.
is the optimal choice over Friends. Like anyway, like Seinfeld's great.
Yeah. And why would you watch, even if you've already seen Seinfeld, why would you watch Friends? Like, if you had to choose between two, Seinfeld, but then why, like, you would never choose Friends. I feel like you only watch Friends if your parents were watching Friends when you were growing up.
No,
I know Anita watched Friends.
She did, but she didn't watch it when I was growing up. Like, I found Friends on my own. Like, it was on Netflix. I was like, oh, I heard this is a good TV show. And I watched it. And I liked it. Like, there's, like, parts of it I like. I think there's funny storylines.
Yeah,
but, like,
and Jennifer Aniston's pretty attractive, so I like that.
Chandler's
part of the show.
really funny. So is Joey. I hate Ross.
I don't know who any of them. One of our really close family friends, they named their first kid Chandler Ross Gary, and like I had no idea that had anything
Is
to
it
do
based
with
off
Friends.
Friends? Like,
I've just been shitting on Friends this entire time. Like they're a Friends family.
Oh,
you hate to see it, but you love it.
shout out Chandler Ross.
Sure. How about this? Who would be, out of everyone in Friends, who would be Orochimaru from Naruto?
Ross.
Really?
I just hate Ross.
Such a boring answer. No. I think Jennifer Aniston.
What?
She seems like a snake. She seems like a... You think she looks that young for so long and hasn't been doing some, secret cabal workings with...
I think she's just attractive. You're just...
Yeah, but you can't age. You can't not age.
Yeah, you can.
So how much adrenochrome do you think she has?
All of it.
Where did she get it from?
If Santa delivers presents to every child, does that mean he's been to Epstein's Island?
Maybe they were on the naughty list. Maybe. See, but maybe that goes deeper. Maybe they're on the naughty list, but only because Epstein and his cronies, Leslie Wexner, Ghislaine Maxwell, classic. Father was a media mogul in UK. Yes, I watched the Joe Rogan with Alex Jones. Thank you very much.
Oh, flex. I'm gonna censor Alex Jones. I'm purposely just
Yeah. I should have said his name backwards so that it wouldn't.
Oh, you listen to Jalix Owens?
What was I saying?
I'm gonna distort it though. So like if you like play it slowed and reverbed at like a certain frequency,
Make it be like
an ARG.
No, I was thinking like what's it when you're like scratching the record? Just put that in over
the record scratch.
Yeah. Well, we call it scratching the record. Cause you want to understand, you don't have Ableton on your computer. You don't make beats. You don't know how to freestyle. You were getting destroyed last night. Let's be honest.
I don't know how to freestyle. I have the rhymes sometimes, but I don't know how to keep a beat. It's because I have no rhythm at all. Like you've seen me trying.
I know. I don't know. I wonder if rhythm is something you have to like get as a child, or if you can gain it back, like your reading skills and writing skills. What happened in your child? Did you eat some lead when you were 3? What happened?
I don't
Did
even
Mr.
know.
Shantz give you lead in English in 10th grade?
Basically, you've read my writings from 10th grade.
Yes, I think it was a crime that you were able to turn in that short story you wrote for your final with a monster, and you still got a good grade.
3 days late. For those who don't know, I had this English teacher in 10th grade who just didn't care.
He's a
and
great
I was
guy.
friends with him. And we're back!
We're back. Nothing.
There was no cut. There is nothing.
Back. I wanted to talk to you about.
So
the
wait a minute. What
minimum
were we
wage
talking
laws.
about before he came in though? Like or no one came in and I didn't cut anything. But like hypothetically, if I were to cut something,
Dude, I have no idea what we were talking about. Because we move. The way that we talk is like we'll get into the meat of a subject and then immediately switch to something else. Because like you'll say something and then think of a random thing and then go off of that.
because I have like like my mind is like a spider web, or the interweb.
I think everybody's mind is like that.
No, but I'm built different.
Because you got the neurons.
I'm built
you know.
different. My neurons sometimes fire and cause seizures.
Why?
I'm built different.
So what made you make that choice?
It was my Adderall that was lowering my threshold.
Why? So why? What made you become severely addicted to Adderall?
Society.
What's wrong with society? Where's your manifesto?
You say poop cock once. Miss Johnson puts you in timeout. Doesn't teach you English. This is the problem with society.
Oh Lord, what are you grabbing? You're just gonna grab the trash can and throw up again.
My Joker just made me vomit.
Oh, you're grabbing the mask. Well, I have everybody to myself. I need a new host for the podcast. I'm looking for a new host. This guy I have right now is not.
Society is the host. And we're all just watching.
Wait, are you saying society is the host and we're the virus?
Have you ever read the book?
Yeah. Have you read a book?
No. Miss Johnson never taught me how to read.
It's not about the novels. It's about
them being banned. I read banned books.
Man, whoever would say something like that, like it's such a huge flex. It's like, oh, I read banned books and I like to do poetry in my spare time.
So no, are you gonna flex the new chair? Like,
let me see if I can.
This is from your money, like our viewers.
Yes. Let me flex on you guys now that you've given me all this money to get this chair. So 1, 2, 3.
And there we are. This is what society has become. Oh, yes. Okay, you're gonna take the card. Welcome to the Lying Down podcast.
I thought this was gonna. Yeah, no, that's not it. But this chair is it. I love this.
It has a massage feature too.
Yeah, I gotta plug that in. I could. No, I thought I could plug it in on that.
You really?
Yeah,
would?
I'm coming. Getting this chair is the most exciting thing that's happened to me in weeks. So I'm elated right now. Actually, maybe the Pop Smoke tapestry, which you guys can't really see. You can see Meet the Woo over here. See Obama, Big Brother back there. Chief Keef over there.
Matthew McConaughey.
We should do. Listen, in the comments, say what's a poster you'd like us to get and put up here. That's not gonna get us banned off of YouTube or canceled for anything.
And features the baby.
No.
But not in a traditional sense.
It doesn't have to be the baby. Does not have to be the baby. But I could see us taking down maybe the Interstellar or Black Ops 2 and switching it out. Should we have like we'll switch up the Black Ops 2 one, and then the corner can be the audience pick.
People on Spotify be like, "What are they talking about?"
Oh yeah, well, we have posters.
There's no posters.
Oh,
Wake up.
There's no poster.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up.
What do the numbers mean?
Numbers can mean a lot of things. There's a certain section of math that I don't remember what it's called, but essentially nobody can find a consistent pattern in this type of math, and we need a laptop or something. But essentially, it's like the math that explains the universe, from what I can understand, or the physics of the universe, and nobody's been able to. It's a lot of like. This is gonna sound stupid, but math illusions.
Please continue with your mathematic magicians.
We should have Julia come on. She might know something
Mathematic
about
magicians is actually kind of like a fire idea. I don't know why. Like if I was gonna do a D&D character.
This is why you want to be an elementary school teacher. Math magician only works in elementary school.
No, like
Yes. Maybe middle school, maybe.
I'm the math magician. No, like I'm talking about like a D&D character that like
You want
that like is a magician, but only uses numbers.
Why would you? Out of all of the cool things you could be in D&D, why would you base your character off of math?
Math's kind of fun.
It's really not. I don't know who told you that. You said you hated Calc 2.
Yeah,
you barely passed.
I still like watch math videos. Like,
okay, are you saying Vsauce videos or math videos?
Vsauce videos. But they're math related. Like counting past infinity.
How do you do it then?
I just still don't understand. He says a bunch of big words, and I'm like, that makes sense. And then I finish the video, and I'm like,
good.
Going on my life back to TikTok.
Good. That was so good.
Renegade.
So if we, here we go, changing topics again. I think there's a lot of strife in the world now, not only because of the pandemic, but just the natural progression of modern society. And it comes to a breaking point on the K curve where we're not going to be able to handle ourselves. The planet's going to eventually collapse, whether through environmental destruction or subversive environmental destruction. What TikTok dances do our presidents do to save the universe?
Definitely the one Jason Derulo song. It's like.
No, I think you're thinking Big Time Rush. Big Time Rush, the song. It's like
What if we got someone from Big Time Rush? Like, we could definitely pay like $100 and get like Carlos from Big Time Rush to be on the podcast.
I have a better idea, Jake. You start a TikTok account where all you do is just do the Macarena, but to every popular song.
That's genius.
Tell me that's not
genius.
the most genius and whitest thing you've ever heard in your life. Because
But
you know
like-
that'll
like-
blow up too.
but it needs a goal too. Like, it's like doing the Macarena to every hit,
every
of the
Pop
charts.
Smoke song.
No, it's gonna be like doing the Macarena to every song that's come out in 2020 until blank happens. And what do we need to happen? Bobby Shmurda gets out.
Yes.
Bobby Shmurda. We'll have like multiple goals. Like Bobby Shmurda gets out. Carlos from Big Time Rush comes on the podcast.
What else do we want? Jake, what do we want? We need something. Money, power, women.
Yeah, but like all at once, that's too much.
No one man can have
Hungry
all that power.
Box shouts us out.
Now, until I win Glitch 10 coming up 2 years from now.
Against Esam, who's 58 at that point. And
even more bald somehow.
Imagine,
his
dude.
head is actually getting shaved
Yeah,
off the top.
dude, imagine how terrifying that'd be. Like, there's like bald level 2, and it's like just your skull, like your
Just
skin on your head
mega bald.
deteriorating. It's just your skull.
Yeah,
It's
like
terrifying.
localized leprosy on your head.
Bald level 2.
Like, you bald. Why do we talk about things like this?
So our demands, if you will, for me to stop Macarena,
Macarena.
the Macromania,
Yeah, the Macamania.
are Carlos from Big Time Rush,
iCarly.
Joe Biden doing the default dance, from Fortnite, of course.
I want to meet Sasuke.
Like the voice actor or
No.
the animated character.
Yeah.
Oh, until 2D women can be presented in a 3D world.
What do you think about AI, Jake? Do you think we should accept AI as people? What do you think about the nature of mechanical consciousness?
I love when you ask me questions like this because you hit me with 3 like questions that I can spend 20 minutes on individually, and you just hit them all in a row, and then you're like,
Well, because like I'll start with something and then I'll work off of that premise, then just keep going deeper and deeper.
and sometimes you just say stuff that I don't know. Like, I don't know what mechanical whatever consciousness is, but like
Well, just AI is pretty much what I mean.
Like, AI is cool in the fact that like at one point a chess robot was winning all the chess matches, but like
So what I think is interesting is that I don't think we could ever create our own consciousness, or AI would never have the same experience of consciousness that we do, because the way that we talked about this a little bit in my neuroscience class, but computers are able to recognize pictures based off of like bare bones things. But the process for them to do that versus how the brain does it is way different. So from my understanding, computers can't do everything that our brains can do, and we would have to rewire things in a different way.
it's like top-down processing versus bottom-up. I think.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things. That's just one of like thousands of things.
So I basically solved it.
Yes, pretty much.
I
But I think so. What do you think AI consciousness would be like? How'd that be different from us?
mean, that gets into more like an argument of like a soul.
Yeah. So can you program a soul?
Yeah, I don't think you can program. I don't think it'd be hard. It's like but then like, are you are you created with a soul at birth, or is your soul formed by the people you meet along
We're not
the way?
going back to the abortion topic.
No, I'm not going to abortion.
I saw you going down the abortion.
No,
path.
I was more saying that like our soul is more created by the people we meet along the way.
So are you saying that we're a tabula
I think we're a
rasa?
husk.
A tabula rasa?
I don't know what that is.
Blank slate. Who was that? Descartes, I think.
Desk crates.
This Crates.
Back to math. A mathematician. A math magician.
What's the podcast?
Here comes the science snake.
What were we saying?
Science snake rules.
No, I hate the science snake.
Why do you hate science?
Wait, is that the snake from
It's
the Eric
something I
Andre
just
show?
made up.
There's a snake. Anyways.
The history hippo.
What were we talking about? I feel like we both have Alzheimer's.
You think society's...
No, we talk about AI. We talk about consciousness. How is AI consciousness?
Yeah, I was
different?
saying we were a husk. Like, our soul isn't formed until people form our souls.
So, but where do we get the husk from?
Because the soul, I don't think people get meaning until people derive meaning from others.
I think you're right. There was I don't remember when this was, but a while ago, a kid essentially grew up on his own in the wilderness, and philosophers were all interested because, like, you could get the true nature of a human being by, talking to him, and they like captured him and talked to him, and he was pretty much a feral beast. Like, didn't speak. He'd never talked to anybody. Just like an utter savage. So that kind of gives support to your argument that like you only become like a person with a soul through people that you interact with.
Yeah, because I think that, and this is like an argument that I have in my
then-
own head, that people are just animals, and I think innately just like bad. Like if we weren't to be around each other, like we come out and like we don't know any difference because we don't have a fully formed conscious.
So, but I think you're saying bad in terms of like basic human morality, but not bad in terms of,
I'm saying
but I think if we're gonna go back to that point of like humanity, like if you were to go back to when we're all cavemen, I feel like you can't put our morals on that. It's just the morals of nature, which is like animals get killed brutally, and children get eaten.
Yeah, it's the
things
same
like
argument
those
that
things
I
happen.
made on I think another one of the podcasts, or I've at least brought up before. It's like you watch Blue Planet or you watch Our Earth, and it's like
sometimes the baby gets saved, sometimes it gets ravaged in front of
but
its
you're
mother.
rooting as if there's good and evil. Like you're like, oh, I don't, but there isn't. Like it's just animals, and there is no good or evil. They're just surviving.
So then that's why I would say humans aren't inherently bad. I think
in our sense, like in
the natural sense.
Yeah, not like I'm a savage.
Ratchet.
Bougie.
I don't know.
You need to get on that TikTok grind. That's all I gotta say.
No.
It's not just a rabbit hole.
TikTok is taking us away from our natural beings.
Yeah, I want to be an artificial being.
If people fill up our husk of a soul, then TikTok takes it away. TikTok is popping the balloon of my soul.
No.
The water balloon filled with syrup.
That's my response.
So, what are you gonna do if you have a daughter and she's a TikTok,
thought
fashionista, aficionado?
Like if she has a TikTok account, or like
TikTok account
is posting the stuff that sometimes I might possibly like on TikTok.
Yes.
I hope I raise my daughter to like not want to do that, but like I don't know. I don't have control. I have no control over my own body.
But what if she's like, I understand that. Like if I have a daughter and she's
It depends what age too. Yeah,
if I have a daughter and she's 21,
I'm not liking 14-year-olds.
And she's done taking money from me, she can do what she wants. But when I'm paying her bills, no.
But what if she's paying the bills with the TikTok?
No. She'd be paying the bills with the OnlyFans if she's not paying the bills with the OnlyFans.
I'd buy her daughter's OnlyFans.
I would give your daughter's OnlyFans to 4chan. And then then you get doxxed.
/Paul.
And then people would call in a Proud Boys rally at your house where everyone's shooting off guns. The SWAT team comes in with a tank, Waco, Texas, in Hilton.
You think if we continue to live in Hilton? It sucks too because I've been looking at like jobs for being a teacher.
I think it would be good if we had like a bunch of tanks come in and just run over Greece in Hilton. Like flatten.
Hilton has nothing wrong with it.
It's too close to Greece. That's the problem. So I'm saying flatten the cookie cutter houses all across Greece and Hilton. Destroy them. Destroy.
The child.
I think we need a great reset, in the words of the World Economic Forum. Do you know what that is?
Isn't that the New World Order? And
It's the New World Order. Yes. Blood of the innocent, things like that.
I just can't go down those rabbit holes anymore. I've grown out of it.
I haven't. They're so much fun. It's just fun
I just-
because it's not even like
I've accepted.
Like, is it true or not? It's just the kooky people that you run into.
I love the kooky people though.
That-
That
It's
always hits me.
fantastic.
I love.
It's fantastic, but it's sad at the same time.
I'm a
because some
sucker
people,
for complicated things.
Some people dedicate their entire lives to supporting a conspiracy or like multiple conspiracy theories, and their lives are like pretty much empty. They might as well be an Antifa or Proud Boys
A
member.
husk, because they
True.
surrounded themselves with dementors.
Dementor. So Jake, what do you think empties the husk? What empties the husk in your life?
I think people can. I don't think you can empty a husk.
No, what makes you soulless?
People. Once again, it's just your husk is. I know I say I'm built different a lot, but your husk is just filled different. Like I don't mean that in the meme way. Like it's just filled with the not right stuff.
Like what?
Like you're just around the wrong people, or you're not around anyone at all. So I think that's the only way it's empty. I don't think it pours out. Like I don't think you can like take out.
Really?
I think you just add. Like it's like I'm creating the Powder Puff Girls, and like you're throwing in like sugar, spice, and everything nice. And then like Charles Manson comes along and is like, "Oh, chemical
You
X."
take a fat shit in this vat. No, but I feel like people can lose their soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're not losing it. It's just being
Emptied.
no. It just has different things in it. Your soul's just. I would say a better way is a
All right,
corrupted
imagine
soul.
the soul is I guess an ostrich egg, because a normal egg would be too small for a soul. Ostrich. I don't know where. Anyway, if you have let's say family of 5, not the YouTube channel. Or Daddy of 5, whatever that was, where it's just parents beating their kids on YouTube. Like, how was that up for so long?
It was people liked it too. It was like, oh, pranking my son by saying he didn't do something that he already did, and just
pushing my son
screaming at
down the
him.
stairs for not doing the dishes.
Like,
Hey Jimmy, what?
like and subscribe
Well,
for
yeah.
more.
What was it saying? Also, those parents were ugly. I saw the parents. They're ugly. Ugly people. Ugly souls.
Exactly.
But so take your ostrich egg. If you have, let's say, family of 6, you have a great life, big house, open ranch. You live in Texas. You have some guns. You're having a good time. Or if you can be, if you want to be in Portland, you can be in Portland. Both sides of the spectrum there. But like if something, I don't know, like your family gets killed, then doesn't that empty out what goodness was in your soul and then replaces it with badness?
No, the soul's still there, and it's still there. It adds to it darkness.
But the ostrich egg, you can't add. It's at a fixed shape. You can't.
But I
too
don't
much
think
in.
it's an ostrich. Like I don't think we're ostrich eggs.
No, I'm just saying that's the volume.
Why would our
Approximately.
souls have a volume?
For volume of chakra?
No, but like why does I think it could be infinite
Why?
until your death. Then it's finite.
Are you saying we're gods? Gods of the new world?
I mean, like in many sense, I feel like we aren't. But at the same time, like we are something's god.
What, an ant?
Yeah, or like any animal. Like we determine.
Well, I mean,
we
I
are
guess,
judge,
like, on a
jury,
more-
executioner.
On a more like literary
We breed.
scale, you could say
we,
like you could, if you're like a mentor to somebody, you're their god. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I
Like,
don't
I feel
consider
like-
anybody a god in my life. Maybe Kanye.
I mean, he is a god.
Pop Smoke is in heaven. Could be God.
No, but like to like a being with. Well, I said like 8 times there.
I know. I keep saying like and you know what I mean a lot. And every time I say it, I'm just like, oh, well,
Yeah.
I already said it.
Yeah.
And I
hate
forget and say it again.
Then I'm like, see what I did there? Subscribe, please. Fuck. What were we talking? Ants. The movie
who,
Ants.
Who
with-
would consider you a god? Who would consider you a
like
god?
I think any animal.
Why? You think Raina thinks I'm a god?
Yeah, you've fed and like taken care of. Like you
Does
are.
that mean that parents are gods?
In a way, I think to babies. Like I don't know. Like what are you like? What is the definition of a god?
That's a good question. I don't think a god is something or some entity that does everything for you. That would make sense.
No, because I'm not saying but without it, you choose what happens to said baby. Basically, like you don't have full control, but like you have like 98% control.
So,
does free will make us gods?
I like that. That was the very theatrical. You're such a thespian.
I mean, I was in a musical, a chorus line.
Yeah, but you got
and the modern retelling of that one Shakespeare play that I didn't learn any of my lines for, and I just improv the entire time.
For what?
Oh, it's just in the black box equivalent of Mercy.
Yeah.
And I played Charles the wrestler.
How'd that go?
Good. I wore tearaway pants, and I had an American tank top. And
did you wear those tearaway pants without anybody asking you? Be honest.
I wore tearaway pants with an all American outfit on, and I pretended to be. My
mom took me to Marshall's before the play.
I essentially pretended to be Hulk Hogan
for a Shakespeare play.
It was a modern retelling.
Like that one movie of Hamlet with Patrick Stewart.
I hate that movie so much.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
Like if you're gonna modernize it, go full force. Don't have like the original writing. I hate Shakespeare.
Doth my nugs bequeath me?
I hate
Hamlet,
Shakespeare.
No.
I think first of all, there's a lot of proof that he didn't write half his shit. And I feel like his plays. Now, granted, I've only read like 4, but
which ones?
Hamlet.
Macbeth.
Almost all of Macbeth.
Macbeth? Oh my god.
The Tragedy of Julius Caesar. Sure. Romeo and Juliet.
You read Othello?
No, I didn't read Othello.
I thought Othello was pretty good.
I feel like they all have the exact same plot line.
Othello's black.
What?
So, already a different plot line than all of them. It's like, he's like a Moor. Do you know what a Moor is?
No.
Like a Muslim warrior. Because you know how they took over the Iberian Peninsula for a while? The Muslims?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's, I don't know. Basically, he's like this big Muslim dude that's a warrior, and then people are racist to him, pretty much.
Well, like,
from what little I can remember, there's race. Because I did a presentation on racism in Othello with Chase Tyler, Tim, and someone else, and it was a great presentation.
Basically, what I'm saying is...
It's an anti-racism podcast, by the way. Throwing it out there.
There is no difference between Macbeth and Hamlet in my head. I feel like they're the exact same play.
See, I never really read either of them because...
And like Romeo and Juliet.
So we
like,
read...
Like rich people
we did Hamlet
love...
and Shantz. We did Hamlet and Shantz. Shantz didn't actually teach anything at all. Barely read it. Watched the movie. Understood nothing. In Macbeth, I was in Miss Stoffel's class with like Dylan and Tim.
Senior year.
And we were just on our iPads playing Battle Royale games with each other while we're supposed to be reading Macbeth. It's like, oh, I forgot my book. I guess I gotta bring up my iPad.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I forgot my book. I'm just gonna look it up online, and then you just sit there the entire time, like running a Pokemon.
Where we dropping?
And then like who get all?
Oh, everybody was running Nuzlocke, or everyone had the
ROM hacks,
like virtual Game Boy or something.
Oh, I don't know why I'm itching my eyes.
Yeah, those are the days.
No, we definitely like senior year. Then we like. Wow, I'm jumping all over the place in my mind. My neurons are firing at ultimate speed. Do you think you could speed up your neurons?
Yeah. They called nootropics, the drugs. Is that what you can't make the action, you know what action potential is? You can't make that go any faster, but you can just increase how many there are per second.
So is that like the drug that's like based in like movies like Limitless. And like
there's a lot of nootropics, but it's hard. A lot of them are either in early trials or not that effective.
I wouldn't want one. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I would definitely want one. I've been looking into getting some lion's mane, which is just a mushroom that helps for... I was telling Kaylee about this. It helps you with memory, and it's neuroregenerative. It's just all around good for your brain. So like,
is it the ads on like Snapchat and like YouTube where it's like a caveman and he picks up a mushroom and eats it, and then like it goes into the mind and they're like, we've been eating mushrooms for centuries?
I don't think so. Maybe. I haven't seen that ad. I just know that lion's mane is like a really good... I mean, so is psilocybin too, but that's probably harder to get your hands on because it's illegal. It's a Schedule 1 drug. But there's a lot of there's a lot of mushrooms that are like intensely psychoactive that are completely legal. Like I think maybe they're called like the golden hat mushrooms, which are in New York that are like extremely.
Do they Millie
potent.
rock?
No. They make you Millie rock in your mind.
What's the difference? All right, this is gonna sound like some dumb shit, but like, what's the difference between like the mushroom I put on pizza and like any like? Are there just do I just like lack knowledge on fungi?
Yeah, I mean, so do I. I don't really know that much about them, but from what I'd guess, it's that they go through different, depending on where they live, they have to go through different processes, and that creates different waste for them, which just happens to be extremely potent psychedelics when we eat.
Or sometimes I'm pretty sure there's some that are poisonous. Do you know there's a difference between being toxic and poisonous?
Yeah. Oh, what is the difference?
Poison is if it bites you. No, venom and poison. Venom is if it bites you, you die, but you can eat it. Poison is if you eat it, you die, but it won't bite you.
So what's venomous and what's
like a rattlesnake is venomous.
Yeah.
A dart frog is poisonous.
That makes sense.
I watched a video the other day. There's a series, and it was the last one he's ever doing, and I was very upset about it because I watch it regularly. It's called Unraveled, and it's just this guy who over-explains like random things in video games. And he was like ranking all of the Pokemon and their deliciousness. So he like read like all of their Pokemon.
Oh wait, is that to do with the painted fingernails?
Yes, yeah.
The long hair?
Yeah, it was his last one. I was very upset.
Oh damn. Yeah, he did good videos.
Yeah, like he read like all the Halo books.
Yeah, and he read through all of the OSHA like laws.
Yeah,
for,
and then
for
for
building
Smash.
houses or construction or something.
And he ranked how many OSHA violations are in Smash.
He did grab me another Coke.
There you go with your consumerist.
I don't know why, but I always
dictation.
whenever I'm not doing something, I always want to be drinking, not alcohol.
I just constantly want to be drunk all the time.
No, alcohol.
You're such a Pisces.
Alcohol is overrated, in my opinion.
Alcohol really is overrated. Like it's good, but like.
Yeah, no, it's good, but I think we have a problem with drug addicts in this country, and it's not that they exist; it's that they're doing the wrong drugs. I think if we just moved a few drugs around here and there on the schedules. There's a Capri Sun in there, or is that a healthy kids, honest kids? Yeah,
it's very
Kim used to get. We used to get Capri Suns all the time, and then she switched us to that, and it's.
I don't like Capri
not
Suns.
Recently. We used to. You don't like Capri Sun?
I explained this to Kaylee. They're just like the roaring waters. I don't like the roaring water. I don't like flavored water.
No, the roaring water. Any of those flavors, disgusting. Lemonade one, I love. I mean, it's just lemonade.
Lemonade's always good. There's no straw.
Really? Let's just get a hole in it. I got you. Watch. All right. If you're watching at home, should we do like a little video for this, an infomercial?
Like a viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. So.
Hey
kids.
If you're watching at home, do not attempt. We are trained professionals. We've been juicing since day one.
Yeah. So.
Ground floor juice guying.
You ever see those videos where it's like, what are they called? Life hacks?
Yeah, the like the Instagram video and like some of them aren't even like life hacks.
It's like it makes your life harder.
Yeah.
To do that.
Like I watched one. It was
this, on the other hand, will not make your life harder. You get your Honest Kids very, very good lemonade. Obviously, you've lost your straw. Little pencil, mechanical pencil. This is a Bic. I'm a fan of the Bic.
I don't like mechanical pencils.
Okay, now we have to restart. All right, so you take your Bic,
podcast,
take your
Bic.
Bic.
The channel.
You could do this with the lighter as well and just burn a hole. But plastic can be.
What kid's gonna have a lighter?
Okay, there you go. If you got a Bic pencil, you got a Bic lighter. That's how you do it.
Oh my god, I never put the two and two together that they produce the same like.
I know, I just did. All
right, here's a honest kids review.
We should review like some random drink in our house every time.
That's terrible.
Describe the
There's
flavor
just
profile.
no lemonade. It's not sweet. It's tart.
Grab another random drink out of the fridge, and then I'll taste test this. I'm gonna close my eyes. What were we gonna call it? All right, in the comments, say what you want the section to be called. Do I don't know, fun. Yeah, put it in the comments. Whatever you guys think is a good idea for the name. But here we go. I'm gonna guess it. I'm fairly good with discerning flavors. This is milk. This is milk. This is whole milk too, isn't it?
How did you know?
I'm not gonna just drink whole milk. Give me like a random
Yeah, I
drink.
know. I just saw this and I
Give me-
couldn't resist it.
I'm one for one.
In here.
Yes. Yes.
Like, I was also going to give you apple cider vinegar, but I felt like that was going
No.
to be really mean.
Yes. You can find. There's got to be something random in there. Don't give me gin.
I'm not giving you gin. Like, there's not a lot of drinks in here.
You got one?
Yep. I don't know if you drank this.
Okay. Is it gonna bubble over?
No.
Get a lot of pineapple.
This is horrible.
That's a lot of pineapple. Okay.
Oh, I should be talking during this, so it's not just radio silence. He's drinking.
This is pina colada.
It's just pineapple juice.
It's pina colada.
No, it's just pina, which is just pineapple in Spanish.
It tastes creamy though. It's got some cream. It's got a cream afterbirth.
Alright, that was our new segment.
Segment,
Guess that drink.
drinking drinks.
Please subscribe.
Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that
Please.
fun?
We're running
Wasn't
out of
that
ideas.
fun?
I just want people to watch this show.
I had a great time with that segment. I think I won. All right, Jake, we're gonna do another one. I'm just gonna spit in your mouth.
Oh,
flavor?
renegade.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, so we got 45
I was
minutes.
just looking at
Let's
that.
do like another, I don't know, 15 for this podcast, and then we'll take a little break, and then we'll do another one if you're down.
Wait. We gotta record them on separate days.
You're banned from speaking now. What was I saying? I don't know.
We should give up.
What is going on?
This podcast is falling apart at the seams.
We need 15 minutes. What's 15 minutes of content? What can we do? What's going to wow the audience? What's really going to grasp them in this last 15 minutes? Let's talk some shit about people we know.
No, the average consumer doesn't know these people, so it's like we have to do a lot of setup.
How about this? Audience, in the comments, put a name of somebody, preferably like a celebrity or something that everybody knows, and we're just going to roast them in the next podcast. Not the next podcast, but the one after that.
Or just give us ideas. What do you want to hear?
Yeah.
Like,
what do you want to hear?
like,
I can do whale noises.
Or
I
even
can
like
do...
even hypothetically, like marketing idea.
Jake, what's your best bear impression right now?
You're
I think it's more like... Wait.
about to go into monkey.
Yeah, I was
Is
about to do
monkey ready?
It's like, I don't know how to do a bear. It's like, it's like yawning kind of. Pull up a bear. Look up bear. Let me get the bear going. I think I could take a bear if I had proper weaponry.
Yeah.
Do you think the best samurai in medieval Japan could single-handedly take down a bear?
All right. Here's 10 hour bear noises.
It's like, it's like an old man taking a fat deuce.
It says,
Can you not play the ad? Skip the ad.
I couldn't.
Skip the ad.
warning, 10 hours of bear sounds.
I know what I signed up for.
Challenge, watch the full video and post in the comments. All right.
It's like. we've run out of ideas when we're looking up bear noises.
Well, there's just some animals you just like. Hippos like are very scary, and elephants are very scary. Like they
No,
make scary,
elephants are great.
No,
they
make
visit
scary
the
noises.
graves of their dead.
They make scary noises.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
What did you ever go to the zoo a lot as a kid?
I did, but I don't like the zoo.
Zoos are kind of depressing.
I like Animal
it's
Kingdom.
Cool seeing. I think it's better to see. I like going to the zoo to see snakes and creatures. I don't know why I said creatures, but animals underwater. But I've had some bad experiences at the zoo. One was like if you ever go to the they have like wolves or something, and the wolves are always running around in a circle, going slowly, insane.
Yeah.
That's never fun to watch. And then also when I was really young, my parents took me like. I think it's Seneca. Yeah, Seneca Zoo. You know how the lion, or at least the lion, used to be like up front, like one of the first things you would see. Like as I was walking in, when I'm like 6 years old, the lion starts popping off, and I'm just like cowering in the corner, screaming, crying, because like I don't know why I was getting angry, but those videos. No, the lion was getting angry. I love those videos where it's like a kid sitting with his parent, and the glass is right here, and then the lion pounces at him.
Do you ever think it's because he knew in that moment you were a Gryffindor and was trying to speak like parcel tongue, but the lion form to you?
Lion tongue. Yes.
Feline tongue.
Feline tongue. Yes. What do you think of Cats?
Like
the musical.
I haven't seen it.
Have you ever seen the actual musical?
No, I haven't seen either.
I'm not a huge musical guy. I will say
there's some fire musicals.
There are some fire musicals.
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd is probably my favorite.
Little Shop of Horror.
I don't know that. I just know Sweeney Todd.
It's about this guy, and he gets a plant, and he's kind of like a nerd.
Come in.
A nerd loser, but like a asteroid from space.
Astro
hits the Earth, and an alien takes over the plant, and it becomes a giant man-eating plant. It's pretty fire.
Who made this? Did you make this play?
No. There is a musical in the. You ever see the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
No, it sounds like a chick flick though.
No, it's funny.
Is it a chick flick though?
Yeah.
No, what was actually good? Was I telling you I was watching Crazy Stupid Love with Steve Carell the other day?
Yes, I kept just interjecting different movies when you were telling me that.
Yeah, no, it's like one of those movies that I hate watching it when I'm watching it, but I don't want to leave because I want to see what's gonna happen next. Yeah, Steve Carell does a great job. Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone. Need I say more?
At the end of Forgetting Sarah Marshall, his like dream is he's a composer, and he does like
composing for music
for like TV and like movies.
Oh, that's such a drab thing.
But he wants to put on a all puppet rock opera about Dracula. Actually, he might be a vamp.
How do I even do what would be a vamp? Just a Star Trek.
I can't do that.
You can't do this.
No, I've never been able to.
I think it's only because my father was such a big Star Trek fan that I can do this easily.
A Trekkie. They have names.
Yeah. Trekkie. One of the funniest things is that Fred's girlfriend's mom got kicked out of the Star Trek club by my father at St. John Fisher.
Do we know why? Was it because she was like lacking? Like she didn't know the lore?
I don't know. I when did Christian tell me this? We were just like walking on the street. I don't know what the conversation was, but yeah, I guess he didn't like her. Mormons, am I right? No, I'm Mormon gang. I support the Mormons, except for the Mormons that went to Mexico and essentially ran like Satanist child sex cults. That was terrible.
How do you? When do you? Like, where do you get some of this information? Like
watching podcasts, lots of podcasts, random news on Reddit. That's really where I get it.
I guess I watch some Joe Rogan, but like I get bored.
I used to watch a lot of Joe Rogan. I think it's boring because, and this is why I like watching Tim Dillon more, and probably why you like watching Podcast to Ride.
Yeah,
podcasts where it's the same person or people. Like most of the episodes are easily better.
Yeah,
because you know what you're gonna get, and you're gonna come back because you like that specific thing. Joe Rogan, he brings on people from all over the place.
Yeah, and even Podcast to Ride, like, oh, that's also on my Macarena list. If I can get a shout out from them, You don't understand how much I will fangirl. Like, it's really ridiculous because it's not a huge podcast, and it's
how big
very
is it?
likely. Do they do monthly listeners on?
They do amount of money. They might do. They probably do. Oh, on Spotify.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking Patreon.
Oh, the Patreon. I'm on the Patreon too, so I can go to that. It's the only Patreon I've ever paid for.
I pay for By the Numbers and then Tim Dillon.
It's only $5. It's like,
Yeah,
and I want to support them.
true.
Let's see. I can tell you their Patreon. I don't know if everyone, and I can tell you their Discord because I'm in the Discord. So.
Well, how many? I mean, how do you think a podcast blows up? What do we need to do, or what do people do? We don't even need to do it, but what do people do?
I just think we need to get people to. Oh, I haven't listened to this episode yet.
I think I would guess
the
biggest...
Patreon has 2,000 people.
That's pretty good.
2,262, and then the Discord.
If that was so, a low estimate would be that they're making 10,000 a month.
Yeah.
No, it's with taxes probably around that. Which isn't bad. Yeah, so make 6 figures.
But it's
a
split
year.
amongst 3.
Still though, it's like
Yeah.
you have a normal job.
Yeah,
and you do
they
that.
also like they're actors and writers. Can I see how many people are in a Discord?
I don't know.
There's 65 people online right now and 356 offline. I'm always in the Discord chat talking to my other theme park people.
I don't know. Discord always gets a little too strange for me.
I can't catch a vibe either sometimes when I'm on there because like I don't like I also feel like I'm not the age demographic for a lot of the people who listen to their podcasts because they always are making references to like early to like mid 90s stuff or like late 80s stuff, and like I'm like I've heard of that, but like I didn't live that. And like everyone else is like, oh yeah, like I completely agree with that, and I'm like, yeah, it sounds fun.
Do you feel like you're being emasculated as a fan? Like the validity of your fanhood is being
No.
challenged?
It's more of me like where people feel nostalgia. I'm hearing a lot of this for the first time, and I'm agreeing with the takes the people that they're taking, but I don't have the nostalgia, like for like things like McGruff, like the crime dog, which was like a '90s thing, which like we had there.
I almost wish we grew up in the 90s because I think we would pretty much be the same thing except we'd have an extra decade without like all of this and like more, I don't know, not to be cheesy, but like more like actual like America things. I think at this point, because of the internet, it's like America is less America than it was, and it's a different experience. It's become cheapened. Everything's cheap. We live in a cheap world, Jake.
I'm telling you, I've said this on multiple podcasts now. We are old, but we shouldn't be.
Yes, I agree, Jake. There's so many things
20
about me that are too old than they should be.
Yeah, like I feel old, and I shouldn't feel old at not even 21.
I don't know if I think the only reason that we feel old is because we're realizing that we're not going to be young for so long, and like the young times are slipping away. So you start to feel old because it's like, wow, I'm 20 years old. I'm going to be 22 soon, and then my life's over. So what is there left?
Yeah.
Group suicide.
Well, no. This might have to be carried into another podcast episode because we are only over 15 more minutes, but
Yeah, we got 5 minutes.
I think we might be the first, us and the 90s kids might be the first generation that, not the first generation, but a generation where we don't really care to be living. Like, we don't care, like, you know, like each generation like moves past the like age, like the life expectancy goes up each generation. I feel like we're like one of the first generations where like we're fine with like it not going up anymore.
What? Why?
I just, from like the way people our age talk, the way I feel like people have the outlook on the world, and I might just be projecting on like because I have these ideas sometimes, and also like I'm surrounded by people who I know who have these ideas, but like I just feel like we don't care. Not that we don't care. We don't care about like moving forward. I think we like think it's. We'd rather just be now and think later.
I think I understand what you're saying, and I think you're right.
It's not a fully fleshed argument. This is something I thought about like 2 days ago in the shower.
I think you're right but only for certain people. I think that because of the internet, a lot of people who have opinions and ideas on the fringe are able to find many more people that think the same way. Because of that, certain like societal developments that normally wouldn't have come to pass have been created because of the internet and are becoming more mainstream, and that influences how people have like their perspective on the world that we're living in. So I don't know. I think that's like an idea that's in everybody's head in our generation, or at least for the most part. But it's probably something that only a fringe amount of people believe in, like wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I don't think. I think less people think about it wholeheartedly, but I think that like, I don't know, because like you look at like I look at my parents and they're like, oh, like life is great. I love life, and I'm like, I feel like everyone who's like my age is like,
yeah, you want
can't
to
wait to die
because our parents destroyed our reward systems as children, introducing us to technology. Because of that, no, but I think that's like an actual point to make is that we grew up with. Well, I mean, I grew up with like Game Boys, DSs, and that moved to. I had a computer when I was like big flex. I had a computer when I was like 7 years old in my room.
You know, a lot of the parenting books say you shouldn't do that.
Too late now.
Says a lot about you.
But what was I saying? I think because we've been given access to such an advanced amount of technology so soon in our lives, gratification is more instant for us, or needs to be more instant, and that probably is going to have a negative impact in the next like decade. Because think about, I watched this, and we'll talk about this in the next podcast because I want to make a bigger point about this. But I watched a documentary about how it brought up how a lot of people aren't going to work, like men are our age, like in our age group, aren't going to work and they're just playing video games instead. And I think that problem is gonna like expand. It's gonna magnify in the future. A lot of people are gonna be just stuck like trying to get instant gratification, you know, playing games and doing things like that, just hanging out in Discord servers for their entire life. And there's gonna be like a hole in our population in terms of people that are mature adults that do things and are functioning members of society.
I do want to continue this conversation because Japan saw that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're experiencing right now.
Yeah, like the latter half of it, like after that generation, like now that was like the 90s, 80s generation who were like staying home and doing stuff and like not getting jobs, and that's where the word otaku actually first came from.
What does that mean?
It means like it means like I'm pretty sure like master or like very good, but it got turned in the 80s and 90s to like an otaku is someone who just doesn't do anything but like watches anime and plays video games. So I mean, but Japan hasn't collapsed in on itself. But Japan's a lot smaller. It's really weird comparing America to other countries because America's just fucking huge.
Yeah, and
like other countries' problems and solutions can't be applied fully here because it wouldn't work on a large scale, like Sweden or Norway. Like
yeah, I mean, and not to get like political about it, but there's like
Canceled.
It's like who, like of course you would want like everybody to have healthcare, but how do you implement that? That's something that it's hard for us to have. Do you think that political conversation and lawmaking has evolved to become more complicated in comparison to the like average humans, like mental capacity? Do you think that politics has gotten too smart for Joe Schmo?
I think that it was taboo in like the 40s and 50s, maybe 30s, 40s, 50s to really talk that much politics. Like no, I don't think people paid it that much attention.
Or at least have like an individual idea about politics. Yeah.
And then by the 60s and 70s, you see the movement amongst the youth who are understanding a lot more political ideas.
Yeah, they take a little acid, take some shrooms.
Well, it's just more readily available at that point, and people are reading and paying more attention.
True, and then
to
you
it.
got like the civil rights movement.
Yeah, and then you get to the 90s and 2000s and now the 2010s where we are so keen in on it that it's a problem. Like people want to escape it because a lot of the things the average person can't think of an answer for, and it causes problems and it causes conflict and it causes more issues amongst the common people. When I think in reality, a lot of us just accept we don't have the answers. But again, like you say, the fringe are a lot of speaking people in the room, which makes us all feel more divided at the end.
Yeah,
and media is not helping that. But we can get into that in the next. Call me Andrew Schultz.
Next podcast.
Next time on Survivor.
Yeah, we'll put out another podcast. We'll do another podcast next week at some point.
Yeah,
and that's about it.
Oh, this one I have to edit this one.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends.
We need to have
watch.
like an enthusiastic ending. So like,
thank you for watching. Thanks for watching. Hand
That's our
movement. I hope I didn't peak when I yelled. I don't think so. We're right in the yellow.
All right, well, thanks
like,
for watching.
Subscribe.
Like, subscribe. Thanks
share,
for watching.
share,
like, subscribe.
Like,
Thanks for
like,
watching.
subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Thank you for
like
watching.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
I love you.